Nothing but NWABA, a former Cal Poly basketball player, has earned a chance to play in the NBA.
Today marks 1 week since students packed their bags and left Fremont Hall.
And finally, a Cal Poly Kinesiology Club offers free full-body health screenings. We sent one of our reporters to go check it out. Mustang News starts now.
Broadcasting live from Cal Poly in beautiful San Luis Obispo, this is Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to Mustang News. We have a great show for you today. I'm Joe Schutz.
And I'm Ben Fletcher. Let's take a look at the top stories around San Luis Obispo.
Former Cal Poly basketball player David NWABA signed a 10-day contract with the Los Angeles Lakers. After playing at Cal Poly, NWABA went back home to Los Angeles and played for the LA Defenders, the Lakers Development League affiliate. He averaged almost 14 points and 7 rebounds per game. 38 games later, NWABA has been pulled up to the NBA and even played in Tuesday night's game against Charlotte Hornets.
I wasn't really expecting to get in when we were down to the third quarter, but my name was called and got to make use of the time I was in.
NWABA played 5 minutes and grabbed 1 rebound in his first NBA game in Tuesday night's loss to the Charlotte Hornets. NWABA will have 4 more chances to see the floor for the Lakers as they take on the Celtics, Pelicans, Mavericks, and the Suns during his 10 days.
Today marks 1 week since Fremont closed its doors because of the mudslide. Student residents said goodbye to their home for the rest of the year. The hall was closed by administration due to a mudslide caused by heavy rain. Students were given the choice. They can move off campus, into study rooms and other dorms, or they can move into Polycanyon Village. If the students chose to move off campus, they will be reimbursed for the rest of the year and released from their dining plans. Students will not have to pay more than what they were paying before. Fremont Hall is expected to reopen in fall of 2017.
So far this year, California has received double the average amount of rainfall, making a significant impact on San Luis Obispo. One department on campus has been especially affected by the recent water levels. For crop science classes, labs that require visits to the field have been stopped because of the heavy rain. Crop science professor Ashraf Tubaili said that labs requiring planting, plowing, and cultivating have to wait until the rain stops. Tubaili said that every Thursday this quarter it has rained during lab.
And for us, our activities are mostly outdoors. So we go out and scout or, look for problems or look at specific crops and so forth, or look at specific machinery. So for us, this meant that.
Another issue, since the soil is not compacted due to the rain, is that there's not enough sturdy ground to hold the weight of tractors and cars might sink. Though the weather may be bad for crop science classes, Tubaili says that the overall rain is good for California because it will help with irrigation.
The Kinesiology department has a club that offers full-body health screenings for free to Cal Poly students. Connor McCarthy went to go check it out.
In the Kinesiology Tower right next to the rec center, there's a club that offers full-body health screening for free to students. This club is called POLYFIT. Let's go check it out. Walking inside of the second floor of the building, signs guide you to POLYFIT. The group of students offer not only full-body health screenings, but also your blood glucose and cholesterol levels, just at an extra charge. Kinesiology freshman Brandon RHOAN walked us through how the free health screening works.
So basically we have a variety of tests. The first couple of tests involve heart rate. This is just to figure out your resting heart rate. It is beneficial to know if it's too high or too low. The second test is blood pressure. Blood pressure helps to know if you're at risk for having too high of blood pressure, which can lead to bad things in your health. The second couple of tests you take your height and weight to figure out your body mass index, or BMI. This is basically just helpful to know where you stand in the health rankings and to make sure you're not at risk for any diseases such as cardiovascular diseases. We do also skin fold tests, which basically measure your subscapular fat, and which is basically just the amount of fat you have on the surface level of your body. This is kind of just good to know where your standing is for that as well. We also do fitness tests such as push-ups, curl-ups, and sit and reach to just figure out your health standings as well. And then the last test that we do is probably one of the most important ones. It is the hydrostatic tank, and this basically just gets an overall weight of your body. It includes bone density, your weight, and other factors that come into play when you're talking about your overall body percentage, or your body fat percentage. So it's definitely helpful to know where you're standing in health rankings and stuff like that for your age and for your gender.
At the end of the testing, members of the club sit down and go over your results with you. POLYFIT is open 5 days a week, but it is booked out for the rest of the quarter. Connor McCarthy, Mustang News.
For more information about POLYFIT or to sign up for the appointment, you can visit the Kinesiology Department's website and click on the POLYFIT tab. Before Spring Stampede can happen next quarter, the search is on for an opening DJ. Anyone interested in DJing the event can apply by emailing asiconcerts@calpoly.edu. Potential candidates must provide a SoundCloud link with a mix of songs. The winner will be decided at an event on April 21st by ASI called Students So You Think You Can DJ.
Coming up after the break, City Council will formally repeal the rental housing inspection on March 7th. Mayor Heidi Harmon discusses the next steps.
Children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
I never felt all that special. But in the wake of an earthquake, we can all do something. When donating goods, it's hard to know what's needed. So now it's my turn to help. Aid workers can spend me locally, where I can help save lives. Someone is doing better because of me. Together, we made that happen.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back. San Luis Obispo City Council repealed the rental housing inspection program, and the formal process will take place on March 7th. The rental housing inspection program applied to single-family homes, duplexes, and select condominiums in the city. Under the program, tenants are subject to inspectors looking through their homes for things like broken windows, working smoke detectors, and leaking faucets. Unhappy tenants argue that the program invaded their privacy, while landlords said that the program added unnecessary fees. Mayor Heidi Harmon discussed the future of the program.
We're going to probably roll it back to a more complaint-driven process. Much like you call 911 an emergency, this 311 system would be a way of calling in and reporting health and safety concerns that you have about a specific rental. That could be anonymous too. We're going to really shift our focus to a couple of things. One is education, really making sure that tenants understand a couple things. A, their rights. B, how to go about facilitating a good outcome, especially if they start to have challenges with their landlords. And then C, what are those basic health and safety issues that everyone needs to be aware of?
For suggestions and input on the new program, the next meeting is on March 7th at City Hall Street on 990 Palm Street.
Students who studied abroad last quarter are having issues with spring registration. Due to most study abroad programs having a long wait period for transcripts, students who studied abroad are at a disadvantage for registering for spring quarter. Whatever classes students took while they were abroad aren't transferred until up to 3 months after they return. As a result, students' degree progress does not accurately reflect the classes that they have complete.
Certain programs just take a long time to do it. I know ours takes 3 months, and at that point it's too late for registration purposes, and so the program just takes forever, and then it doesn't show up that you've taken that class, and it puts you behind in like degree progress, so you're just kind of like generally behind, which is a bummer. But they'll come for spring quarter eventually, I think. But
most study abroad students had to either request permission numbers from professors or sign up for wait lists due to their later registration time. Open mic night Open Mic Night, presented by KCPR, is returning for winter quarter. This is the 11th quarterly event and will include a range of performances by poets, comedians, musicians, and more. There will be 15 bands performing. If you know someone interested in auditioning for the Spring Open Mic, you can find audition information on KCPR's Facebook page, 91.3. Doors open at 7 p.m. at the Pack Pavilion on Thursday, March 7th. Hey Ben, do you like green eggs and ham?
I do not. No, I do not like green eggs and ham. Today is Dr. Seuss's birthday, and our reporters Megan Shalong and Elena Wasserman asked students what they remember of the author.
And I'm Elena Wasserman. And we're in the University Union today celebrating the birth of Dr. Seuss. We're going to go around and see what people love about him. Come with us. So, Dr. Seuss's birthday. What do you like about Dr. Seuss?
So as a kid, I didn't really grow up reading a lot of Dr. Seuss. I know that my niece and nephew have a lot of Dr. Seuss books, and it's kind of their favorite thing to have me read to them or to have my brother read to them.
Dr. Seuss's birthday. What do you like about Dr. Seuss?
I like his books a lot. I feel like he's really influenced a lot of my youth in the way he taught how to rhyme.
Can you talk about your favorite quote by him and how it plays a role in your life?
I do not like green eggs and ham. I don't like green eggs and ham, so it plays an important role in my life.
And then do you have a favorite quote by Dr. Seuss that you kind of carry with you every day or maybe in your life that just kind of plays a role?
One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. I think that's a great one because, there's different types of fish out there, and like people. So, and I think he had a really good, image of the world in his mind's eye, and he brought that out to stories, so.
I know that there's, something about, the places you'll go and how amazing they'll be.
And where are the places that you will go?
I'm actually hoping to move to Europe and live there long term.
Do you have anything else to say to Dr. Seuss on his birthday?
Is he still alive? No. Okay. Rest in peace. Happy birthday.
Well, there you have it, folks.
Thanks, guys.
And it's still Read Across America week, so go grab a Dr. Seuss book in the library and celebrate his birthday. Now let's check in with Michael before the break.
Sunny skies and coastal drives. I'll have more of your weather report right after the break.
It's a short ride from your neighborhood to your naturehood. To find a neighborhood park or green space near you, visit discovertheforest.org.
This is the moment I knew. His future had no boundaries.
There are some moments only the forest can inspire. Find yours at discovertheforest.org.
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Hello, my name is Michael Frank, and I'm here with your Mustang News weather report. All right, starting in North County, it will be 70 degrees as the high in Paso Robles, pretty much about 70 degrees actually in most of the county, and it will be the high of the county in San Luis Obispo today, 77 degrees. Now moving to South County, again, all in the 70s. It will be the highest in South County in Arroyo Grande at 78 degrees at the high. And then it'll be pretty much about 75 and 70 throughout the rest of the county, hitting the low in Vandenberg at 70 degrees. Now moving to the beaches, it is a beautiful, beautiful day to go to the beach. And starting off in Cayucas, it'll be 71 degrees at the high, Morro Bay 72, Avila Beach and Pismo, it will actually heat up. And so it's going to be 77 in Avila and 79 at the high in Pismo. And then finally in Oceano, it will also be almost hovering around 80 degrees at the high of 78. Finally for the 5-day forecast, today, Thursday, 77 degrees, sunny, light clouds. Very similar to Friday and Saturday, actually. Friday will be at the high of 73. Saturday is going to cool down a little bit. It'll be about 62 degrees at the high, 50 at the low. Then there's that rain coming back in San Luis Obispo. On Sunday, it'll be 56 degrees at the high, and it will be raining. And then on Monday, sunshine comes back, and it'll be 62 degrees at its high. That's all I have for the Mustang News Weather Report. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks a lot, Michael. With all this sun, we should probably start calling it San Luis Obispo. Coming up next after the break, beach volleyball opens up with their season today.
And the women's and men's basketball teams are wrapping up their seasons this weekend.
Tiana gave her pet the royal treatment. Belle found beauty where no one else did. And you can too. Share your heart. Share your love. Bring home your forever friend. Make a shelter pet part of your world. Happily Ever After begins at theshelterpetproject.org.
You make me wear my bike helmet. Taught me never to run with scissors. And to follow the swimming rules. You tell me to stay away from drugs. To always buckle my seatbelt.
So why do you keep a loaded gun in your drawer?
How safe is that?
You asked them to follow some safety rules. Now they're asking you. In fact, they're counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.
When I was 6, my days were spent playing basketball. When I was 6, my dream was to make it to the NBA. When I was 6, my mom had a stroke.
I'm Paul George, and I want you to spot a stroke fast.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911.
Protect the ones you love.
Spot a stroke fast.
Hello and welcome back to Mustang News. I'm Connor McCarthy here with your Cal Poly Sports Action. The Cal Poly Beach Volleyball team is ready for its 2017 season. Ben Fletcher caught up with head coach Todd Rogers and third-year team member Hannah Hubbard.
Straight up, stop in the middle.
Preseason, and I've been working so hard, and it'll be fun to finally get out there and compete.
Honestly, the main goal is to improve on last year's season.
Last season, the team fell just below 500 with a record of 11-12, with only 4 of those matches going against top-ranked teams.
We really ratcheted up the schedule as far as the toughness of the schedule. We play, I believe, 25% of our matches are against top 5 teams in the country.
We have a lot of potential. We're kind of the underdogs going into a lot of our matches because we have a very hard schedule, but we're going to go out there, compete, and yeah, obviously try to win and knock off some of these top-ranked teams.
And hopefully we'll be able to take down a bunch of those teams and maybe one of those top 5 teams as well, which will solidify us, which my hope would be in the top 15.
The goal is clear for Rogers, Hubbard, and the whole team. Break into the top 15 and knock off some championship contenders. Ben Fletcher, Mustang News.
The beach volleyball season kicked off today in Pismo Beach, California. This morning at Pismo Beach, Cal Poly's beach volleyball team took on CSU Bakersfield in the first match of the season. They won their first 3 games, sweeping Bakersfield. The men's tennis team is coming off a tough schedule, playing number 9 Michigan and number 12 USC. The Mustangs fought hard but fell to both teams at home. They lost to Michigan 6-1. Michigan has doubles teams ranked 22nd who defeated Ben Donovan and Corey Pang 6-3. The Trojans defeated the Mustangs 4-3 at Mark Stadium in Los Angeles. Doubles team Garrett Rowe and Joseph Ortlip took home a win 6-3. Men's tennis returns to action March 3rd for the Pacific Mountain Invitational in Stockton, California. The Cal Poly women's basketball only has 1 game remaining before the Big West Conference Tournament. Kenny Campbell has more of their season.
West Tournament right around the corner. Moving up from the 6th to the 5th seed with a win over UCSB this weekend would be key for the Mustangs. The Mustangs have shown flashes of brilliance this season with wins over both Cal State Long Beach and Cal State Northridge. Only UC Davis is currently ahead of those teams in the Big West.
To the right of the rim, rebound picked up by Din for Cal Poly. Chest pass out to Evans. Wide open 3 from the right wing, it's good! Huge make!
The main problem that Cal Poly faces is their inconsistent play. The only 2 conference opponents they've beaten twice are Cal State Northridge and Cal State Fullerton.
Shoot, Lynn right wing, she's up top now, past the free throw line in the middle of the key, gets up a shot!
Although they can add UCSB to that list with a win this Saturday, the Mustangs can move up to the 5th seed for the Big West Conference Tournament with a win over UCSB this Saturday at 4 in Santa Barbara. Kenny Campbell, Mustang News.
Just like women's basketball, men's basketball has a lot to play for as they finish their last week of the season. Nate Edelman has more on this.
Cal Poly men's basketball is heading into their final week of the regular season. Tonight, they face Cal State Northridge at home and face blue-green rival UC Santa Barbara on Saturday. The Mustangs are 10-18 overall and 5-9 in conference. The Mustangs had an easy time against CSUN when they played each other in mid-February. Donovan Fields led the way for the Mustangs in an easy 85-71 win. Back in January, the Mustangs lost a close matchup at UCSB, losing 58-53. They look to get their revenge on Saturday night. At one point this season, the Mustangs lost 10 in a row, but they are slowly turning it around. They won 3 out of their last 4 games. They defeated CSUN and then won back-to-back road games at Long Beach State and against UC Riverside in overtime. Victor Joseph had 26 points and the Mustangs held Riverside to just 3 points in overtime. Right now, the Mustangs are the 6th seed heading into the Big West Tournament next week. Hawaii is ineligible this year, so the Mustangs do not have to worry about making the tourney. It's all about seeding now. The Mustangs can get the 5th seed if they win out and get some help. Nate Edelman, Mustang News.
Looking at this weekend's action in Cal Poly sports, as well as men and women's basketball finish out their season. Softball is at home this weekend in their share Slow Mustang Classic. They play Middle Tennessee State, Sacred Heart, and St. Mary's. Baseball is playing in a weekend series at San Diego State. The Mustangs look to rebound after their sluggish 2-6 start. And after today's games, women's beach volleyball heads to Palo Alto to take on Pacific and Cal Berkeley. Well, that's all we have for Cal Poly Sports. We'll throw it back to you at the desk.
Coming up, students host their live late-night show for the 3rd time ever, but this time it will be held on campus. Stay tuned.
Love is love.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
So I've come up with a family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
The Coachella Valley Music and Arts Festival recently announced that Saturday night headliner Beyoncé will no longer be able to perform at the festival per doctor's request because of her pregnancy. She will be replaced by fellow female singer Lady Gaga. The singer will add Coachella to her already busy 2017 tour. Other headlines include Radiohead and Kendrick Lamar. The festival takes place in Indio, California, and will take place April 14th through April 16th and April 21st through the 23rd.
Last night, Another Type of Groove, or ATOG, celebrated Women's Her Story Month through their open mic night. The open mic night was centered around celebrating women. A variety of acts with different themes took the stage. From raps to musical acts to spoken word poetry, psychology senior Zulema Alaman is part of Triota, a Cal Poly feminist activism movement. She said that though celebrating women this month is great, it should happen more often.
Women have impacted every single aspect of our lives, and I think having 1 month is not enough. I would love to see more inclusivity in our textbooks and in our education about women and women of color, people of color in general, and just other identities who have contributed to our history, not just because they're women, but because they should be included.
Also featured at ATOG was Bree Blue, a women's rights advocate and spoken word poet, Bree Blue. Blue spoke about the importance of self-love and women empowerment. Another Type of Groove is hosted on the first Wednesday of every month in Chumash Auditorium.
A Cal Poly student-run late-night TV show will return to Cal Poly's campus this Saturday, March 4th.
I'm Jordan Miller. Welcome to the Nightcap. One of my favorite things about the Nightcap is that everyone brings their own little niche to the table.
We're so happy to have you here.
Oh, we are so happy to be here.
We're so happy. Our goal was to write and produce and film and perform a live late night show. All these people that pursue all these separate passions and have all these separate jobs, but they're coming together to do something that they love, which is comedy. And there's no point in which I feel more alive than when I'm out performing on stage.
The show will be in Baker Room 101 this Saturday at 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. Tickets can be found at thenightcap.org/tickets. That's all the time and news we have for you today. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Schutz. Stay sweet, Cal Poly.
And I'm Ben Fletcher. Have a stupendous day, San Luis Obispo.